Hey, everybody. Happy Sunday afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Selling Past Your Expiration Date, being thrifty over 50. I'm your one host, Jay.
I'm Peg. Hi, guys. How's everybody doing? I'm a happy camper today because the Browns won. I get to wear a Browns t-shirt today. Woohoo! You know, you're probably sick of me here talking about the Browns, but when you don't win very often, and in fact, that's our third win since 2015 that we've had a three-game winning season. 2015, let that sink in a little bit.
Right now.
What, honey?
It's a little crazy right now.
Yeah, I know. We had a heck of a game. I mean, really, they played outstanding against Atlanta, so that was fun.
And the Packers at halftime, straight out of Green Bay, baby.
Oh, I like that. Very cool.
That's what I wore.
Very
cool. You know, I could have wear a normal Packers shirt, but I saw this on Amazon. I'm like, oh, I like this straight out of Green Bay.
Oh, yeah. We had a cheerleading t-shirt like that, straight out of cheer practice back in the day when Mommy was doing that.
Yep. So, yeah. Mary just said dealing with blowing smoke. So, yeah, anyone out there who's probably watching this after the fact that lives in either Northern California or Southern California that's in the path or was in the path or is left because of the path of the fire, be safe. Don't, your possessions can be replaced on eBay.
That's true.
Don't be stupid. Yeah, you hear people dying. Some are just, complete. They had no choice, and then others are like, "I'm going to stay with my house." Well,
I know.
It's
a sad situation, and we feel for all of you out there, and just hope everyone's okay and stay safe. And our prayers go out to all you guys because boy, it's been a rough year for California with fire, really bad, and then other places flooding. I mean, it's just nasty. And then there's going to be charging with snow pretty soon. We had someone yesterday.
Ginny does not want to talk about football in the chat. She wants to talk about figure skating. So anyone else besides Ginny watch figure skating on TV today?
Oh, I did not. I did not.
Come on now, Ginny. Where's your football?
I think we should do a little follow-up on Aunt Patty. Should we?
Oh, yeah. I already got locked and loaded.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
So if you watched last week, my 72-year-old aunt decided to give eBay a try. And yay, out of the two things she listed, one sold already. So I will say she keeps saying that Chrome just keeps disappearing off her computer, which I find almost impossible. Impossible, if you will. So
I'll have to go check it out.
We need to see what's going on there. But
yeah.
She needs to get listed. She ain't listed nothing else yet.
No. We were gone for 3 days.
Yeah, we've been home for 2. Come on now.
No, we just got home yesterday.
Well, today. And I know we're going to talk about what you found later, but you guys were out for the weekend. She found a $65 CD.
Yes, she did.
How much was it? And you guys never told me how much those CDs were.
Oh, either $1 or $2. No more. Yeah, all the CDs that we picked up were there at $1 or $2. So she
called me from the road and they showed me the CD and I looked it up and it's not like the biggest seller, but it does sell and it's like a $60, $70 CD. I'm like, woo!
Yeah, I know, and she did pretty good. I mean, her first avenue, she went looking for CDs right away because she was more comfortable with that. But she's got to learn to stop shopping for everybody else in her family. And do more sourcing.
You got 2 kids and how many grandkids now?
Well, 6. So so she's picking up things for the grandchildren, which I do too. I mean, but it was funny. I'm looking at her carts and I'm looking for the sourcing items, and there's a couple, but then the rest is all for the family. But you'll get there. Hey, she's doing good.
I see Nyla in the chat. Hi guys, how are you? I got to tell you, Rich and Nyla, I haven't talked to you since Econ, but man, Econ was such a blast. Like it is every year, but this year, man, I left as a speaker, just all like invigorated, and it was a lot of fun this year.
Right.
Not that it isn't, but for whatever reason, I don't know. I just had seen more fun, and I enjoyed all the speakers this year. So it was a great event. So thank you. If those of you missed out, don't miss next year.
I agree totally. Rich and Nyla, hi guys, we love you, and it was a great conference. I had a good time and learned more, and just it was great. So good, always good to be with you guys. That's for sure. That's for sure.
All right, so let's talk search, because here's what I learned over my years. Every time I hire a new assistant, and I have a currently new one who's doing great, but I'll be watching an assistant work on an item for far too long, an item that is seemingly easy to research. When I say working on it for far too long, working on trying to figure out a price, because I could sit here and say $50, $25, and I do on some things, but I'm only here half the time anyway. So I always want my assistant to kind of figure out for themselves how to research, how to pick out a price. And if I adjust it, I adjust it, but at least I want them to have an idea. And so I'll lean over once in a while and be like, hey, you've been working on that shirt for like 15 minutes. What's up? I can't find it. And so what I find out when I said, all right, tell me what you searched, typically they put in way too many words. And I see that on the thrifting board all the time. It just happened a couple of days ago. Someone said, hey, I got this mug, can't find it anywhere. I go on eBay, found 5 in a second. And so then I ask, tell me exactly what you searched. And some people understand what I'm asking, and they tell me the words they searched. And other people, sometimes they get argumentative with me, and some people are like, you're being a jerk. No, I'm trying to teach you. I need to see what you typed to tell you where you went either too many or too few. And there's this fine art, and there are some tools that some of you might not know about that you can use to help you search. So let's talk about search for a second.
Okay.
A little bit more than a second. Let's talk more.
Oh, yeah. I wish your dad was sitting. Oh, I'll get him to hear the replay, because Dad writes a book when he searches.
That's the problem. Okay. So who knows this shirt? Chat. Don't say nothing, Ma.
I won't say anything.
Who knows this shirt? Now, I know this shirt, within seconds, but not everyone knows this shirt. But we're going to use this as kind of an example of what to look up and words to use if you don't know what this shirt is. So let's see if anyone in the chat knows exactly what this shirt is first, and then we'll go from there.
Okay.
Very good, Sherry.
Very.
Yeah. And Mary, those are good words to use for the search. So Sherry said Magnum PI. Mary said Hawaiian, Aloha, and Parrot. Very good. Okay. So the brand is called Paradise Found, and the shirt itself is called Jungle Birds. That's the name of the print. But Tom Selleck wore this one, and more so the red one, the red version, famously on the show Magnum PI. And when you go to the Paradise Found website, they even list it as the Magnum PI shirt. So it's that rare time when it isn't keyword spamming if you happen to have this shirt.
Right. Now, are they allowed to use Tom Selleck?
Because there's pictures of Tom as Magnum wearing it, I've used it, and no one's ever given me a hard time.
Okay.
No one's ever given me a hard time. But here's what I catch people doing when they're trying to find the shirt. So let's pop over to eBay and say you don't know anything about this shirt other than what you're holding in your hand. So let's do Paradise Found shirt. Okay. So that brings us up a small 1,416 options. Okay. So we haven't used enough words, because I would not expect anyone to look through 1,416 results.
Right.
That would be silly. Okay. So we could go generic and call it birds, and let's see how birds does. Okay. That brings it on to 205. Okay. Realistically, you can look through 205 pretty quick. And we can see right here, okay, this is the same shirt in red. Oh, look, they call it Jungle Bird. So now I have not put in too many words. I put in exactly 4 words. So now I'm going to kick out the birds, and I'm going to put in, well, not kick it out, but put in Jungle Bird, because now that I see someone call that, and let's see if that's what the name is. Oh, hey, 79. Yep. Okay. So that is how, and so here, but here's what I see people do. I see people do things like this. Short sleeves.
Yeah.
button down, and that it gives us exactly one result. And that's one of the things I caught my assistant doing. And although it's still the right result, you're thinking, there's only one on eBay? Oh my gosh, this must be rare. Well, no. When you get rid of all this crap, you will see that between the two color setups, there's 79 on eBay. Now, this is a good shirt. It flips pretty well. Even though there's 79 on here, it sells because of the Magnum connection. It sells consistently. But put in words like short-sleeved and a button-down, although are true, most people don't do that. So I just did a Facebook Live a little bit ago in the thrifting board, and my example was when I order a Diet Coke, I order a pop because I grew up in Ohio. But most other people who didn't grow up in the Midwest order it, they order a soda. So who's right, who's wrong? Well, of course, I'm right. No one's right, no one's wrong, but you've got to know that there's different vernacular for things. So that's part of the search too. I don't have anything handy. Baseball hat. Is it a hat or is it a cap? Same kind of thing. So don't just look hat, get your results and then move on. Maybe look cap, because maybe in this instance, 80% of the people use cap and only 20% use hat. All right. So you can't be too tied to things too. You got to be able to be fluid. All right.
Right. And of course you want to use both of those words in your title.
Yeah.
So, because people will search for both.
So another example is tiki mugs. Now, Tiki Farm, one of the major producers of tiki mugs, is all their mugs are made in China. And so I have caught people typing tiki mug made in China in. There are 29 results. There are 29 people who put tiki mug made in China.
Oh my.
But that's not even showing me even half a percentage of all the mugs on eBay that are actually made in China. That's just not something you need in your title, nor do you want, nor is anyone searching for. Okay. So these 29 people who used it don't need to be using it.
No, that's bad.
Now, some people equate with made in China as crappy material. That's true on some things, but not all things. But we celebrate when we find clothing made in the USA. There is no need to celebrate anything you're currently selling that's made in China. There's no need. There is no one searching for it. So that's using too many words. Now, on the other end of it, if we just did tiki mug, that's using too few words, because I don't expect you to look through 4,831 results looking for what you have. Okay. So say you do have a Tiki Farm mug and we throw in farm, and now that breaks it down to only 561 items right now. Okay. I hope that makes sense. And Heather, pop is not wrong. Pop is only the true way to say it. Now, and I want to jump off a little tangent when Angelique says I cheer it made in the USA. Yeah, so do I. But it's not for everything made in the USA, because let me tell you, records and CDs are all made here, but that's not a celebration. You find some vintage Levi's, that's a celebration that you trumpet. But if you're listing, I know I got like 10,000 CDs. If you're listening to Steve Miller CD, made in the USA is not even an important part of the component. So you'd never even put that in your title. But if we have the Japanese version, when we're doing research, A, we want to add that into the title, into our search, and B, we want to write that into the title because that's what people are looking for in that instance. So here, let's try that. I don't know if this isn't. They do have this in a Japanese version, but let's find out. I don't even know. Steve Miller Band. What's this called? Children of the Future. Children of the Future. Japan. Ta-da, 2. See? So now this is where you got to be a little more specific. This is where you do have to add an extra word in, because if I just look at Steve Miller Band, Children of the Future solds or actives, in general, I'll see a lot more because I'm seeing all the domestic ones. But if I've got the import, I want to know what the import's selling for, because I want to price mine accordingly.
Nice pricing.
Now, I did not put in CD or LP, and so although it's super easy to look through 3 results, let's add in CD now, because those 3 results go to 2. All right. So Japanese 26.34. So that to me tells me the Japanese version it goes for $30. Okay. So Richard Isla, Ecom Chicago says, what's the best way to get the proper keywords to use in your title? Now that's where when you're doing your search, you look at who's using too many words in their title, look who's not using enough words, and then kind of take an amalgamation of those two and make the perfect title. Okay. So when we're talking tiki mugs, so here I'll give you an example. All right. So I just sold this mug like 20 minutes ago when I was doing a Facebook Live. Okay. I've sold two actually. Tiki mug, Thatch, tiki mug from the bar that no longer exists called Thatch. Now, as you notice, I don't have a color in my title, and here's why. This mug only came in brown, so there's no need to waste space in the title for brown. However, if I go to sell the mug called the Lava Lech, there's been a few versions of it. So there's a green, there's a white and red, there's a blue. So when something comes in a variety of colors, then you definitely want the color in your title. Yep. Because people are like, I need blue to round out my collection, or I need the red to round out my collection. So that's kind of how you see what other people do. Find a quality seller. So like, say for instance, you're listing a tiki mug, see if I've sold one or have one for sale. Just copy my title. I don't care.
Right.
Don't copy my pictures, but copy my title. Words are words. People get all strung out on, they copied my title. Words are words. What more are you going to say, you know?
Brenda in the chat, Jason, she brings up a good point. Sometimes spelling the word wrong, like Skechers and Skechers, for example. Some people put the T in it. Some people don't put the T in. So, that will bring up different results. We found that out a few times, by spelling incorrectly. Well, that's how you've actually sourced sometimes some goodies, because they spell Hawaii wrong or Hawaiian wrong.
Oh yeah, Hawaiian's wrong. Here, you guys want to see something fun? Just because we're talking about misspellings. Now, this used to be back before autocorrect was prevalent everywhere. You could misspell things and the computer wouldn't tell you they're misspelled. So let's see how many necklaces there are on eBay right now spelled NECK space LESS. 223 necklaces.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God.
Again, you can source. Look at this. This necklace sold for $110.
Oh my goodness. So, I can't believe that.
So you can source that way. But also, if you have a word misspelled that's common to be misspelled, I sometimes will use it in the title when I write out the title. So for instance, when Dale Earnhardt Sr. died, Earnhardt was spelled about 72 different ways on eBay. So it's one of those things where if you see a misspelling being like super common, use that. Use that to search, and then use that in your title too. Oh yeah, Ginny, that's a great one. Ginny's our resident Christmas expert. How about Santa Claus with an E? So he's like a part of a contract. 1,076 items.
Yeah. Well, I guess sometimes it might help in the search, I guess.
Yeah.
For the incorrect, yeah.
So you've got to be cognizant of not too many words.
Yep.
And too many words. You've got to find that happy medium,
Right.
And I found my assistant doing the same, where she's just like, I'm just typing, rock t-shirt. Well, that doesn't mean no good. What there's got to be something more we can be looking up right now. So.
You like that sideways picture of the Santa?
Yeah. So not only is Santa Claus with an E,
yeah,
sideways. Let's see what the most expensive Santa Claus with an E is right now.
Let's see what we got. Whoa.
We got like a $600 item, $700 item, $500.
Look at that, and the pair there for $575.
Look at the crappy title. Not that I'm going to beat up Life Size Mrs. Claus. A, it's misspelled. B, you get 80 characters. How about Merry Christmas? How about Bag of Toys? How about North Pole? So again, here's keywords that people will use. So apparently people do these life-size Santa and Mrs. Clauses and don't bother to finish off their title.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Very. I've never really done any research like this before. It just blows my mind. The necklace one really blows my mind.
And I think Angelique's right. With the movie The Santa Claus with Tim Allen, which is the first one, is a great movie, but it is the Santa Claus, as in this is what's going to happen, like a contract. So it is spelled with an E. So I'm sure that screwed everyone up from that point on.
That could be. That could be.
Now, let me think of something else to look up here.
Okay.
Let me see what I got sitting on my desk, because there's always tchotchkes on my desk. Well, there's not enough words on that. You got anything exciting sitting on your desk that we could play with?
Let me look here. Something that isn't. All right, look at this.
Oh, I got an idea too.
You got one? Let's go with this.
All right, what you got, Ma?
We got the vintage rotary brown telephone. Okay, chocolate brown. All right. On the back, can you read the?
So Central Service, is that the name of it?
Yeah.
All right. So now, is that a brown telephone or a brown phone?
Right.
So let's look up brown rotary phone. Rotary. Oops, I still misspelled after all that. All right, so there's 118 brown rotary telephones, and if we go brown rotary phone, 127. Okay, so that's a prime example of you need to look at both,
right?
Because is it a fridge or is it a refrigerator? Is it a telephone or is it a phone? And so obviously phone and telephone don't search the same. We saw two different numbers show up, so you always want to make sure that you're seeing what you need to see when you're pricing. That makes sense? That makes sense, everybody?
Yeah. Now, so would you put telephone and phone in your title?
Yeah, I probably would. And I would make it read right. So I would put the brand, rotary telephone,
okay,
brown, blah, 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 blah. And then I would put like vintage phone or something, I'd end it with phone. So okay. I wouldn't put telephone phone. I always try to make my titles read so they don't seem weird.
Okay.
All right. So if you put like hat cap together, it seems kind of weird. Cup mug. But I work it out so the one word's in the first half of the title, and the second word that could be used is in the second half of the title. So it flows. I think it flows better.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go back and check my listing in a little bit and see what I can do to.
And where to go? Who said it? Prehistoric cell phone. So Lillian says, do you think eBay picks up on the wrong spellings and corrects it? Well, they do a lot more than they used to, because that didn't used to be a thing. But you just saw how many necklaces we still have out there. There used to be thousands, actually. So enough people see the autocorrect, and then they're like, oh, I should probably spell this correctly. Dang, there was something in here. Oh, try looking up T-shit. Yep. One time I called an eBay radio 100 years ago, and eBay kicked off my listing. And so we were looking at it, me and Griff, and we couldn't figure it out. We're looking, and neither of us noticed that the R was missing out of shirt. So that's why I got kicked off, because I tried to list a T-shirt.
Ah, okay.
And there are 23 T-shirts right now. See? So there you go. So it's kind of a combo on how to search and how to use your word, Now, let me show you a couple little tidbits here. So if we do Paradise Found shirt, we're looking for the brand Paradise Found, but we might also be finding things that say Paradise in one part and Found in another. So right now there's 637 Paradise Found shirts. If we put quotes around Paradise and Found, that means, and this is not just an eBay search, this is search anywhere on the internet, that means the word Paradise and Found have to be next to each other. They can't be in two different parts of the title. So we're going from 637 to 612. So now we know there are 612 Paradise Found brand shirts on eBay. So you use the quotes when you want to make sure words are next to each other.
Ah, okay. I don't think I knew that.
What?
I didn't.
Oh, I've taught you that 100 times, Ma.
I don't know about that one.
Now, on the other end of that, to get rid of things, so I collect tikis. I know it's a shocker. So if you just type the word tiki in on solds right now, there's 22,785. Let's see how many actives there are. 91,465. Now, here's the bummer. The bummer is there was a famous, who's now retired, football player named Tiki Barber. So if I just search Tiki, I'm also seeing every Tiki Barber jersey, book, player's card, all that crap. So to get rid of part of the search, I'm going to put Tiki minus no space, Barber. So that means it's going to take out every Tiki Barber thing. So we go from 91,465 to 85,720. There are 6,000 Tiki Barber things on eBay right now.
Wow.
So when you use the minus, it helps refine your search because there's no need to look through Tiki Barber stuff if I'm looking for actual Tiki stuff. There's no need. It's just a waste of time. Hey, Rich and I did teach Mom that. Back in the early days, I taught Mom that. Well,
that's way too long ago for Mom. I need to refresh your course every now and then. That's like why this is good today.
Here's another example. So Shag is my favorite artist. And right now, if you just type the word Shag in, there's Shag rugs. The thing that retrieves golf balls is called a Shag. There's a movie called Shag.
There's a dance step called the Shag.
So if I get rid, so right now there are 61,030 things. If I get rid of carpet minus carpet, that takes out almost 25,000 items. So again, learn how to use your search parameters that some of you probably never knew this before. And now, right, I'm going to take it one step further. You ready? You put minus parentheses, and then you can start putting commas and more things get removed. So right now, minus carpet, we're at 38,964. So let's minus golf also. Haha, that worked the wrong way.
Look at that.
That's not right. Okay, search is broken. And it could be. And my whole thing's all right, cool. Frozen. It's frozen. Yay.
Ooh.
All right. Yeah. Great. All right. Hey. All right. So minus golf, minus carpet, minus DVD, minus rug. There we go. So it finally started working. So now we're all the way down to 19,000. And rug search is different than rugs. So we'll do rugs too. Now we're down to 15,000. Okay. So that's how you use the minus to help you search.
Oh, I got to remember that one. Okay. That's a good lesson, Jason. That's a real good point of interest there, honey. I mean, wow. That really changes it a lot.
But I find all the time when people come to the search board, they're like, can't find this anywhere on eBay. In 2 seconds, I find it. I'm like, okay, you just got to tell me what words you're using, and I'll tell you where you're going wrong. Too many, too few. And then usually once I spark somebody the one time, then they get it. They're like, oh man, I'm typing way too much stuff in here.
There's a good point. Pyrex vowels, Bowel.
Colon and colon are, people screw up colon and colon.
Oh yeah. There'd be another one. Well, that'd be a good way to maybe sniff out some good bargains too,
Yeah.
Yep, for sure. It's because of misspelling.
And yes, eBay is red for Christmas. Or for the holidays, I should say.
Yeah.
All right. So that is search. Make sure that you're, like I said, applying those kind of thought processes to it and being too specific. You got, when we list too, when we actually write the titles and write the descriptions, I tell all my assistants, I go, unfortunately, you got to aim for the lowest common denominator. So if, well, duh, to me, it's duh, but to some people it ain't. So you always got to make sure when you're writing things out to sell it, you're going to hit everybody. Again, hat cap, mug cup, telephone phone, who knows what they're going to call it. But when you're selling stuff, you want to make sure all possible eyes are on it.
Right. No, that was good. That's really good.
All right, cool.
I like the minus thing. Mommy's got to make a big note of that. For sure.
All right, so little housekeeping before we get on with it. Coming up, I think I have these out of order. Yep, I do have these out of order. First, November 20th is my next webinar. It's my CD webinar. I've been dying to do this for a few years now. So head over to registerfortheclass.com. Each week, I sell CDs for $100, $50, $60. Yep, I know it's 2018. I know you can download, rip, and stream anything, but people pay big money for out-of-print stuff, for rare stuff, for Japanese versions. And I was telling my mom today, doing research, I found out I got a rare CD downstairs that I didn't realize was rare. But when you do research for webinars, you find out all kinds of stuff. I'm going to teach you about the tools to use to figure out what you're doing. I'm going to teach you about how you can skip just whole groups of stuff when you're looking at the thrift store. I'm going to teach you about how you can spend $50 on one CD at a record store and still make tons of money. I'm going to teach you about all that. I'm going to teach you about specific things too. Some CDs have had songs taken off them. If you find the versions with original song, big money. There's something uber weird, give you goosebumps crazy that happened with 9/11. So when you see what I'm about to show you, you're going to be like, get out of here. Get out.
I can't wait for this. Yeah.
So tons of information. It's one of those that I have so much up here, I have to figure out how to keep it to about an hour. Like there's like a 4-hour webinar up here.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, maybe you have to do part 1 and part 2.
Oh, yeah. But here's the cool thing. So it's $10 for the webinar. It's not a lot of money because the first CD you find that's worth more than $10, you've made all your money back in one swoop. But also, we are having professional notes done. So for those of you who A, are not good note takers, or B, I got so much content I'm going to cram in this hour. Taking notes. If you're actually taking notes, you'll end up behind. Once you sign up for the webinar, you can sign up and get the notes for an additional $10. And within about a week of me doing the webinar, you're going to get the professional notes delivered to you that you could then print out and take into the thrift store. And if you sign up for both, you get my bonus Christmas CD webinar. I've already done a specific webinar just for Christmas music, and that's its own special beast. And since we're right in the middle of the season, it's perfect timing. So get signed up, registerfortheclass.com. And if you are in the Secret Beach, quit signing up. You get it for free.
I know. I saw all those.
I've had it posted there for 2 weeks, so come on now. But no worries. If you're in the Secret Beach and signed up, we will get it squared away. Don't you worry about that. And then right after that, I'm going for the sun and the fun down in the Miami, Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale area. My last class of the season, November 30th and December 1st. The first day class is an in the thrift store class where we go section by section, showing you what to buy and what not to buy. The second day is the classroom class. And both days we spend about 4.5 hours working in the classroom class. I teach you all the bolos you need to know, how to take quality photos, how to write quality listings, how to put video in your listings, all about specialty arbitrage, how to use social media, how to ship, how every priority packaging works, all kinds of stuff. So you don't want to. Plus, if I didn't come to your area and you're in a cold weather place, come on down. Have a fun week in Miami with us, Lauderdale. Plus, we're going to the greatest tiki place in the history of tiki places, the Mai Kai, for dinner and drinks.
Oh, I'm jealous. I'm jealous.
So that is www.classwithjason.com. All right.
And just what your aunt said last week, don't hesitate. If it's a 3 or 4 hour drive, you should go. I mean, you learn so much, everyone. And, I know it's my kid, but I was so impressed with what you give us, Jason. It's just amazing, that what you're sharing with everybody. So, I highly recommend you take the class, whether you are a newbie or you're a veteran seller. I mean, like we said, we had a gal in our class who's been on eBay for over 20 years, and she came to take the class. So you're always going to learn something. I mean, even if you walk away with one new thing that you didn't know about, to me, that's worth it. And like I say,
the webinar on CDs, I've been selling CDs for 18 years. I know this shit. And I learned stuff today just working on other parts I'm like, wait, what? That's worth money? I think I have one. Hey, I do. Guess what? I'm going to sell it later because it ain't that important. I mean, all my collections are fun, but of all suddenly something I have is worth a lot of money is not much as that important to keep. Like,
right. Yeah. Yeah, I've got a little housekeeping. This Saturday coming up will be our Ohio meetup for the month of November.
Okay, what do I ask you every month?
Every month. I never
every single month. Where's the graphic?
I never give it to you. I know. I think about it at the last minute. Oh, what do I need to talk about tonight? Just so everybody know.
I'll pull it up.
All right, you do it for Mom.
Go ahead and talk.
We just to let everybody know, our time is now 1:00 on Saturdays, not noon any longer. So and we changed it this month because I was gone this past Saturday. So this is the third Saturday, but normally we're the second Saturday of every month, and we will also do that in December. Our guest speaker this week is me. I'm going to be telling them all about buyer's carolers. Speaking of buyer's carolers, we had a gal just message us that sold a caroler, and she had a decent sale, and she still made some nice money, but she left money on the table. So if anyone out there, is selling buyer's carolers, and you're just getting ready to put them up for sale, don't hesitate to give me a buzz, private message me, whatever. I'll be glad to help you with your pricing. I mean, now's the time that you're going to get more for your carolers than you would normally throughout the season. November, December, January is when you're going to get the most money for buyer's carolers. So I highly recommend you don't do auction unless you have something very, very rare. I also would say, make it best buy it now with best offer, and don't go too low. Don't go too low, everybody. But I'm here to help, so be glad to do that. So I am bringing in tons and tons of samples for everybody to see from early on right up through the years, so they can kind of get an idea of how they've changed over the years. That will be.
Do you charge dues or a fee for your meetups?
No, we have a donation jar that goes around, and we throw that in, and then when we need money, then we have our pot, to pay for anything that might come up.
And if you're going this Saturday, make sure you get a jet pilot. It's really good there.
Oh, yes, it is. Yes, it is. So,
All right, let's get to Mama's Boy. Each week I share an embarrassing and or cute photo. And this week I went, it's a little bit of both because I know that the Browns won today. Here's a poll of me. I don't know what birthday this is, but I got my Browns cake. And rocking a Western shirt there, and I see a little brownie statue.
Yeah. Jason, let's see. You're probably about, what do you think?
Oh.
In fact, I think how old you are there.
Yeah, there's I was hoping there's something written on the back. Nothing.
No date, honey. I don't think we were into the cardiac kids yet, because that was in the 80s. So that's before.
I'm glad you said that. So for those of you out there who are in the Cleveland area, thrifting, it's not called thrifting. I was at Buffalo Exchange, which is a used clothing store here in Vegas, and I picked up this bitchin' vintage cardiac kid shirt. Now, if you're not familiar with the Browns in the late 70s, early 80s, you have no idea what the heck this is, but they gave us a heart attack every week, so we called them the Cardiac Kids, and our quarterback back then was Brian Sipe, so they called it the Siper Bowl. And so finding this in Vegas was just, it's amazing. And I paid $15. I'm probably going to list it for like $75.
Oh yeah, because that's a good one, Jason. I mean, I can't believe you found something like that. That's unbelievable.
All right, that was Mama's Boy, and now it's time for That's My Mama, and this is one of the best ones you've ever sent me. I love this picture.
I'm gonna be.
Wow.
Okay, all right. Now we have to take a good look at the outfit. This is my mother. This is Jason Nana. And she was just the best. I wish she was still here. But there I am rocking the Bermuda shorts with the socks. Oh my God, it's so awful. But you gotta gander up to the hairdo, because that's all fake up on top. The big poofy things that we had. But Jason, this is 1967. This is when Daddy was in the service. He was gone, and I had moved back home with Mom and Dad because he went to Germany, and I stayed home. And we were renting an apartment, and when we knew he was going to go away for 18 months, I went over and stayed with Mom and Dad for the 18-month period. And I was constantly sending pictures to Dad because he wanted me to send pictures all the time. Oh, I thought that was a great one. Woohoo! Isn't that awful?
All I gotta say is wow. But speaking of my dad in the service, let's take a moment, if you haven't already today, to thank all the veterans, past and present, that have or continue to fight for our freedoms on any front. And as a little tribute to my dad, there he is. And like Mom said, he really lucked out during Vietnam. They found out Dad could build things, and they sent him to Germany to build things at the army base there in Germany. So that's where he spent his time in Vietnam building stuff. So
yeah, he was a tool and die maker, and they were very limited in that field. So Dad was lucky enough to spend the time in Germany and not have to go to Vietnam. But again, thank you to all of you who have served, who are serving. Can't thank you enough. It's so appreciated. It really is.
Yeah. And Dad, I was in the closet last week and I saw Dad's jacket. Grab and get that real quick. I'll talk for a second.
All right, go ahead. I'll go get it.
Where it is, right?
What, honey?
You know where it is, right?
Oh yeah, I get it.
So in high school, I fancied myself a punk rocker, and I was the only one in my little town that was. And I liked a lot of punk bands and a lot of alternative bands and weird stuff like Skinny Puppy, industrial type stuff. And I liked Fear, and I liked Circle Jerks and stuff like that. And so I took my dad's army jacket, his actual one he wore in the army, and I punked it out a little bit. And I just happened to see it hanging in the closet when I was home last week. And it made me laugh because I didn't realize it was still just hanging around, in what I turned it into in like 1988.
I forgot how much you doctored this up.
Yeah.
Because your dad was in the 3rd Herd, so that's the patch there. And U.S. Army, but all the rest of this, wait a minute, let me get myself on the big screen so I can see what I'm showing everybody. You sure put enough stuff on here, I'll tell you.
All right. So the chain on the right arm was a chain from a chandelier.
You like that?
And then the other chain was a dog collar that I would wear on my finger and my ring, and I added it to that. I was representing and rocking my dad's jacket, but I also made it mine. And so.
Yeah, so that's still, Dad was in from 66 to 68. And when Dad left to go, we didn't think Dad was going to go because we were married, and supposedly, if you were married, you had better chances of not going. So I'm saying goodbye to him and crying as he's going off, and he says, "I'll be home soon." Well, about 24 hours later, I finally get the call, and he's down in Fort Benning, Georgia. And I said, "Oops, I guess we're in the army now."
Yeah. And that I didn't know who exactly said in the chat, but yeah. So besides a big thank you to all the military men and women, all the military men and women's moms and dads and spouses too. So.
Yep. I of course, Dad and I were devastated at the time. We thought that was the worst thing that was ever going to happen to us. And 18 months seemed like 18 years to us because we were newlyweds still. We had been married about 2 years when Dad got 2.5 years when Dad got drafted. And so it was a trying time. See, I think Dad cleared about $90 a month, and I got sent home $100 a month.
What?
Yeah, I know. What could we do? You can see why I moved back home with Mom and Dad, because how was I going to live? I didn't have that kind of money, to keep supporting myself. Yeah.
All right. So thank you to all the military out there.
Yes.
Let's see my floors of the week. Oops.
All right. Okay.
Too big now when I was trying to show you.
Okay. All right. So let's see what we got here. Okay. Yeah. We've talked about Harley Davidson not being one of our bigger sellers, but this is a button down Jace, long sleeve snap down shirt. And the cost on that was $2, and I sold it for $45.
Nice.
So that's an unusual deal. I thought, I said, well, that's nice, All
right. So, make sure to tell your photographer when you got something on the chest right here to angle it a little bit towards the camera. Don't do straight on. Do a straight on shot, but then take
but also
angle towards the camera a little bit.
Okay.
Push it to the eye of the viewer.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. But yeah, so I was quite shocked at that sale. Someone, was talking about this, I think in the thrifting board not too long ago, about the black band Yankee candles. Some sell well and some don't. It just depends on the scent. And this particular one that I picked up at a garage sale for $1, and it was slightly burned, Jace.
Hey, isn't that the one that I put in your cart when we were in Chicago at Savers?
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, when
maybe it is. Yes, it
when
is.
you sold this, I gave it to you because you were going to burn it. Not the
no, but then when I researched it, I said, "Oh no, this is worth some money." Like, hey, I sold it for full asking price.
All right.
Yeah, you can't hate the $24.95.
And I got a little bit.
And it was a little bit. I know. So, but thank you, son.
Yeah, Mom. Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, I was going to hold on to this until Doris passed because she is 90 something, but I decided to put it up because of the Christmas, and I paid a whole quarter for that one. That was one of my 25-cent items, and I did sell it for the $12.99. So, and the record wasn't in the best of shape, but it was okay, I guess. Even though it says XX, I think I screwed it up. But I checked my feedback, and I got good feedback from them, so I guess I'm okay. Yeah, this is not the best label in the world, but this is St. John's Bay denim jacket with the full fur line. And let's see, what did I pay for that? $2, and I ended up selling it for $35 on that one. So yeah, I mean, I didn't know if the fur line would be attractive to people or not, but it was up for a couple of months, maybe 3. But I did decent. I sold 2 denim things, as you'll see coming up here. I have another denim item. So all of a sudden my denim items went. These Tervis tumblers. So I see I paid 25 cents each for them, you guys. Sold them for the full asking price of the $15.99. I wasn't sure, Jason, if something like a sweet tea, would be something people would be looking for. I kind of hesitated. I almost didn't buy them. But I did pick them up because they were cheap, and they finally sold for $15.99. I've had them up for a little while.
Quarter?
What, honey?
Would you pay a quarter?
I paid 25 cents per item.
There you go. See?
So for 50 cents, see, I'll take $15.99. Yeah. So here, there's the skirt I sold. I paid $2 on the denim skirt, and it's got some eyelet lace trim around the bottom on the hemline. And it's been up a few months, but not bad. I paid $2 on the skirt. And sold that for full asking price of $29.99. I had a few offers here and there that I thought were too low. In fact, Patty sourced a denim skirt yesterday. I told her to take it. I said, take it, because it was a cute style and everything. She said, are you sure? And I said, yes, you'll want to do this. Okay, how many remember Old Spice? Boy, can I remember my dad using Old Spice, you guys. And he had a shaving mug just like that, Jason, because that's how Dad did it. And with the old razors, I wish I had his old razors. Boy, those are bringing lots of money. But on this Old Spice shaving mug, I paid 50 cents for the set and sold it for the full asking price of the $21.99. So it's it was a nice old set. Okay, I only told Jason to pull up one, but I have sold a bunch of scrubs again. Remember last week I sold 3, and this week I sold 4, you guys. Scrubs are moving really good for me. For the 4 scrubs, I spent $8, and for the 4 scrubs, I brought in a total of $55. So they still sell, and I usually get around $14.99, $12.99 on my scrubs, you guys. I try not to go any lower than 10. Sometimes I will take a $10 offer if it's been up for quite a while. And me with the metal trash cans. This was a Snoopy one. This is funny, Jason. I had gotten a ton of offers on this. I kept not refusing, but countering. And because I had my mind set for a certain amount of money. I wanted around $24-25 on this one because it was in pretty nice shape. And finally, I got a full price. Boom, there it went. So you never know, folks. I mean, sometimes they're going to sit for a while, and sometimes they go quickly. But I think I've told everybody out there, don't pass up these vintage metal trash cans. I have sold every one I've ever bought. In fact, I don't have any left. So I'm going to have to source some down the road, hopefully. And last but not least, oh, look what Mom sold.
I was with you when you bought those too.
Yeah. Those these are a little bit different on these. We paid $5 for those skis, and we sold them for full asking price of the $89. Everyone, this is a little different than what we've bought in the past because they have that lenticular thing. How can you describe that, Jason? It kind of
Boy, this would have been a great listing for a video.
I know.
You said you were going to do a video in your listing, and you still haven't. And then you're going to forget how to do it again.
I know I will. I'm going to have to go back and relook at the old webinar. Well, no, the old webinar is not right though, is it?
It's still right enough.
Right enough. Okay. All right.
Well, so you just watched me do it in class.
I know, but I took notes, but you went too fast. I'm going to have to do it again. So that was my last of my scores. But yeah, I think what we've got left in water skis, I have a couple of singles left. That's it. And I don't think I'll be sourcing any of those anytime soon until next summer. That's for sure. But
I got an idea for you. I'll text it to you so we can talk about it at a future.
Okay. All right. Don't pass up your water skis, everybody. I mean, I know I've said it over and over again, but okay. How's the shipping on these? Actually, no, we can't use pirate ship because it doesn't fall in within the cubic measurements. So we tried it both ways, but we still, let's see. I can tell you real quick. Hold on here, guys. The shipping only, because it went close. The water skis, it was only $14.85 on the water skis. The shipping cost. So that was not, that was not expensive at all.
You don't have to read that right now. We're doing a show.
Yeah.
Quit reading that.
Sorry.
Focus, squirrel.
Let's see. Okay, let's see. I'm just looking at everybody's questions. Yeah, on pirate ship's not really good for bigger items. Jace. It's
not that size. No. So
yeah. So you're going to have to stick with priority or FedEx home delivery, guys, depending on distance and so forth. I've had to work it around, but most of the time I am figuring it at priority cost most of the time.
All right, let's see what you found in
okay. Well, yeah,
Amish country.
This past let's see, when did we leave? Thursday, my sister Patty and I and our girlfriend Betty, we go down to Amish country, Berlin and Sugar Creek, Ohio, which is about a 2-hour drive from where we live. And but I'll tell you, they got some great thrift stores. They got great antique malls down there, besides all kinds of other great shopping. So we did some sourcing as well because I was so excited that I wanted to find some things down there. So I'm going to start out with just some basic stuff first. I mean, a lot of you know this mug. I have sold it before. It's great for the holiday. It was only a single. I wish there would have been more, just because people look for this one. But this is, I'm not sure the pronunciation, but it's Waltersbach, Germany. Whoops, does that show?
I think I got a few of those laying around here somewhere.
Yeah, and I paid. The price is still on here. I paid 49 cents for the mug, and I will list this one for around $12.99, $14.99, somewhere in that vicinity. Everybody. Just in case they need a single. Now, here's one, Jace. Mom's never seen. Have you ever seen this mug?
Diamond Head Dry Beer. No.
Yeah, well, look who's on the bottom. Oops.
Say Daga.
Yeah. So Daga, he's a tiki mug maker. He's got some vintage ones that we have. Does he still make current, Jason?
No, I don't think they're in business anymore.
They're long gone. So I don't know. I might have to keep it, but if I was going to sell it, I'd probably put this up for around $20, and with best offer, just, go from there. Okay. And, I did pay 49 cents for this one as well. Oh, ouch. And staying in the Hawaiian theme, found this tin, Jace. Look at this.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. This is the Maui Chip Company, and for snacks, etc. And this is actually in pretty decent condition, everyone. And I paid 50 cents for this. And I'm going to put this up for about $25, Jay. It's a nice one. Cool. It's a really nice shape. Hardly nicked at all on the outside. And then I forgot to show this last week because when you were in town, we talked about it. But I don't think I showed the bottle, did I? No, because we've talked about empty bottles selling. Well, this happens to be we think around a 20-year-old bottle of rum that I bought full at a garage sale for $1 or $2 probably at the time. But Jason thinks I should put the bottle up for sale for around what, 30, $40, Jay?
Probably $50.
50? All right. Ooh, yay. So I'll keep you posted on that, okay? All right. So then we hit a booth. Now, this is a good tip, everybody, at the antique mall. Every now and then, I'm sure some of you have come across booths at an antique mall that they're going out of business. And we hit one that everything in the booth was 50% off. And Patty grabbed a few things and I grabbed a few things. One of the things I grabbed, still new in the box, and this is a name to source and look for, you guys. It's called Night Ears. And these are vintage. And so we've got the original box, which is in really, really good condition. And in the box were these great slippers. And these are,
wow.
I know, aren't these just yeah, these are really great. And they have the, their name is right on the bottom here. And this tag is still in it. What does it say? Inspector. And so, the inspected guy, but they're in good shape. And from what I've seen on some of the listings, you're looking at around $35, $40 maybe on these, Jason. So yeah, so I grabbed those as soon as I could, and those cost me $2. Okay, and I'm going to stick with that same booth. Okay, anybody know what this is?
Hat box.
Well, yeah, most people would say hat box.
Oh, I'm wrong.
It can be. You see that little thing down in there?
Records.
What?
You want to take all your records on vacation?
Yeah. Mommy used to have one of these, not this particular print, but I used to have one of these boxes, and it held all my wig pieces. So you would put the head in here, and then and then put all your wig pieces on top. And of course, if you were traveling, then this is what you took. Now, what I like about this one, all over it, Jason, are all the different airlines. Can you see that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So, and this is tapestry on the outside, you guys. And I ended up paying $3 for this, and I'm going to put this up for $50. This is a beauty, and it's in really nice condition.
Nice.
So that was in that booth, and the other thing in that booth at half price. So this is a beauty. I hope it fits me. I don't know if I'm going to part with this or not. Let's see. It was listed normally at $18, so I got it for $9, Jason. This is a beauty. This is bark cloth, and it is the label. I'll show you that first. Is Royal Hawaiian.
Nice.
And you can tell, Jason, I don't know if this is hardly worn, honey, because look how crisp this label is here. Yeah. So I don't think that, I don't know if it was worn. It wasn't worn much, but it is a long one. And it's just a beauty. I hope Mommy can fit into this. But if I was going to sell this one, Jason, I don't know. What do you think? 75 too much?
No, I like it.
Yeah, I do too. Okay. So that was a $9 purchase. And then I'm still shuffling through. And Patty left. She picked her things. And, Mom, I'm still digging. And I came across this. And I want to tell you, this is a homemade macrame purse. I mean, this is a beauty, you guys. It's just in gorgeous condition. I mean, I don't think that they ever used it, because look how clean the inside is.
Very nice.
And I love the work on the handle, with the flowers and everything. So I want to list this for around $50, Jason. This one cost me $2. So this is I was shocked at how nice this was. All right, let's see. Is that everything from the 50% off booth? Yes, it is. Then we went to about three different thrift stores in the area. The one on our way down, we were going to stop at the thrift store because it's one of the first things we come to as we're heading into the town, and it said closed. Opening tomorrow for our Christmas open house. We said, oh, okay, fine. And they were opening at 9. We got there about 9:20. It was so crowded. We could barely get around. I was shocked. I said, wow, I couldn't believe the thrifters in that area. It was just packed. So here's what I found there. Found a nutcracker. And this is a cute one. I like it because he's Scottish, with his bagpipes. So I got a lot of keywords here that I can play with you guys. And it was really in good shape. And the price tag's still on him. He did cost me $2.99, but I am going to put him up for around $25, $30. He's really in nice shape.
Cute.
Yeah. Then, don't fall down. It's in the same area, and I've never seen them quite like this before. This is the Three Wise Men, and they are all nutcrackers, but they are glued on a stand here. And this cost me $4.99, Jason. But Mom's going to put this up probably. I don't know. Maybe I'm going to start asking around 75 and see what happens, because it's just they're just so cool. Yeah, very, very cool, and in very nice condition. So that's that on the nutcrackers. Okay, then what am I missing here? Oh, picked up. Jason, you have this album? Have you seen this one?
Yep, I have it.
Yep, and so I picked this one up. I'm going to probably sell them together.
And yeah, that one's pretty common. The first one's okay, but that one's pretty common.
Yeah, do you think I should put them together or separately, or just take this one here and put it in with some other Hawaiian albums?
Yeah, I put them together.
Put them together? Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. They were a buck a piece, so I don't know. What do you think, Jace? Got any suggestions for?
I don't know what the current going is for that exotic percussion, so look that up first.
Yeah. This one here, I'm sure will bring more. In fact, this particular album, which Mom has personally, I bought on our first trip to Hawaii.
Oh wow!
Yeah, my Mom's original on that one. Okay, then we go into another thrift store, and they have a rack that they have their vintage on. And I had to pay a little bit of more on this than I normally would pay, but here's our label, pennies from Hawaii. So this probably came from Ala Moana Center, Jason. I wouldn't be surprised because that's where Mommy's bought some of her things. But we got this nice.
Wow.
Yeah, look at that one, Jason. This nice. So I did pay $15 for it. It is long with a 3/4 sleeve, but I love the colors on this one. I don't know, probably between $50 and $60 on this long one, for starting and then see what happens.
The chat wants to know if there's a brand on the bottom of those nutcrackers.
There is not. There is not, you guys. I was so bummed on that. Now, yeah, there's nothing on the bottom. Zippo. I wish there was. On that.
And someone said, how are you going to describe that purse?
Well, it is homemade. So it's homemade macrame. And then I'll talk about the flowers, wooden handle. Any other suggestions in the chat?
No one. People were just asking what you were thinking. You were gonna.
Yeah, because it's definitely homemade macrame. Homemade macrame, everybody. So that's what I will talk about with flowers. The wooden handle, and of course, in the description down below, giving all my measurements. Make sure you always do your measurements on your purses because ladies like to know that. Okay, and how are we doing on time? We're almost there. Okay. I'm going to finish with this because I almost didn't buy this, but it kept calling me and calling me. Finally, I FaceTimed Jason. I said, would you buy this? Or did I send you a picture? I forget which, Jason. No, I sent you the picture. So this is the blouse.
Oh, yeah, this is awesome.
Yeah. I mean, it just kept calling me back. I kept saying, boy, I need to buy this. I know I need to buy this. And this is the skirt. How's the colors on that, everybody?
That's awesome.
I know. I mean, I just said, I just can't pass this up. There is no tag on this at all. So, the blouse tucks in and then it looks like the sash, probably like a cummerbund effect, going around the waist. So I did pay $15 on this, but I'm going to list this for around $75. Now, Jason, would you put LGBT in this because of all the coloring?
That's a good question.
Not really. I know. I don't
really rainbow. So
no, it's not.
It's more disco.
Yeah, more disco, and the blouse is actually lavender here.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, it's not white; it's lavender. So I just thought this was so cool. I kept going back, and I went by it, and I looked at it again, and I said, "Oh, I think I need this." And I don't normally spend $15, but sometimes you got to spend the bigger money to make big money. So just like you do with your CDs. So same thing. So that I think is it. But for what we're thinking, guys, we'd like to get some topics from you guys of what you would like to see Jason and I do on some of our shows. So if you have any great ideas, please submit those. Okay, maybe we'll start a new thingy-majiggy.
Yep. right.
Rubik's design. Ooh, I like that.
Yeah. It would be
Can I
keyword
use that,
spamming, but no, you cannot use that.
Nice.
All right. So real quick, I had 2 contests running to give away a free webinar. One was in Mom's meetup group, the Ohio area eBay sellers meetup group. So 13 people saw it, only 3 replied. So Cat, Peach, or Lily. So I'm going to go over to my random number generator and put in 1 to 3. Oops. Up there. And the winner is number 1.
Hey,
and that is Cat. You have won. Please message me.
Cool.
All right. And then in my buddy Tony Boss's group, Becoming the Complete Thrifter and Reseller. If you're not in that group, check it out. I think I had... I had 13 replies. So we'll go to the random number generator, 1 to 13. And the winner is number 8. So let's back it up to number 8. And it was Joe Wong, who loves the Clash. All right.
Wonderful.
You are a winner. Please message me. All right. And again, it was a little test to see who reads. I did this once in the Secret Beach, and I wrote out a contest, and I put in a very specific twist in the last sentence because I wanted to see who read all the way through things, because we always complain about our buyers not reading, and it started out the gates with 30% not reading. At the end of a week, the overall number was still about 30%, almost 1/3 of people did not read all the way through. And I did that with this too. So make sure, especially when people are running contests, when you're going to shop on eBay, make sure you read everything. When you think you're going to get a giant picture this size and you get a picture this size like I've done, that means I didn't read. All right. So make sure. So
I'm getting a lot of great keywords to use on that outfit, Jason.
Oh, cool.
Stained glass.
Yeah. Instagram is for sure.
Yeah. Psychedelic Mandarin. I mean, thank you guys. Those are awesome keywords. So I'll be getting that up this week, I'm sure.
So Linda says, let's put a GoPro on Peggy and let's watch her thrift.
We need to maybe do that in the summertime when I'm garage sailing. That I'm in action more there than I am in the thrift stores. I mean, I still ask. I ask no matter where I go.
Yeah.
But you definitely can do better at garage sales.
And just as we were about to say goodbye, Sandy Pratt popped in and said, just want to say, after watching your mom, I picked up a Paradise Found in Martin Denny Exotica LPs yesterday, $1 each. Please thank her for me.
Woo! So, I love that.
So there you go, Sandy, but you overpaid. The thing should only cost $0.25, according to my mother. All right, everybody. So there is no thrifty business this week because I will be at a court case in Chicago. I'll let you all know all the details after that's all over. And so Mom and I will be back next Sunday. So we will start to post topics you want us to talk about, and we'll go from there. So that's it. So have a great Sunday afternoon, everybody. And with that, for selling past your expiration date, being thrifty over 50, I'm Jay.
I'm Peg, and we're gone. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Don't
forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe down below if you haven't yet. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.